All right, hello everyone. This is JP. I've got a new product to show you here. This is called Firearmor. It is a lubricant. Firearmor CL Pro, created by my friend Jeff Sanford, who owns the Shiloh Shooting Range in Houston, Texas. This is a product that he just developed and released and is selling in his shop. And when I was at a match this weekend in Houston, he and I caught up, and he gave me a bottle of this, actually 2 bottles of this to test out. And so I told him that I would put it on my open gun and use it in practice this week. So this video is just going to be a kind of a video log of how this Firearmor CLP Pro holds up to my practice schedule. What I usually use, I guess as a control, what I usually use is this, a lot of you guys probably know this, the Brian Eno's Slide Glide. And so the test is going to be replacing Slide Glide with this Firearmor. I guess just to, at the very beginning, he talked to me a lot about the chemistry that goes into this, with the graphene here that, or whatever that long word is, graphenol. Yeah, so that substance as, and its lubricative properties. And so started looking up graphene on the internet, as one would, right? And found a lot of good science around it. So I'm pretty confident in the ability for this to lubricate the gun properly. My main concern is that, as for those who use Slide Glide is a grease, right? And so it's very thick in comparison to an oil. So my main concern, what I'm testing for, is, will this stuff stay where you put it? So if you kind of look at it, it is thicker, just on its surface. It is thicker than kind of your normal rim oil or something like that. And so it looks like it spreads out a little bit cleaner, or a little bit easier than the Slide Glide does. So maybe you have to use a little bit less. And I'm hoping that it will stay. So the idea here is that I'm going to put it all, in all the parts where I usually put Slide Glide. So I'm going to fast forward this video here and go ahead and apply it to all the surfaces and show you kind of the end product before we get to testing. All right, so I got the gun back together. It's clear. All right, yep, clear. Rack it a few times. It actually feels pretty good. For those of you who do use Slide Glide, I think, it's there's a definite feel to the Slide Glide that that you don't get with normal just oil. So I think this feels pretty similar. You can tell it's not as thick, but that's not a bad thing. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up some of the excess lube that I have here as we're talking. But yeah, I'm excited for the test. We'll see how it does after hopefully what could be a few thousand rounds, and we will follow the manufacturer's suggested lube schedule. So every 300 to 400 rounds, do a wipe down, relube, etc. So we'll kind of look at it a few times, just to see how it's doing. But yeah, excited about this. So more to come. All right, folks, time to see how the Firearmor lube did this week. Probably went through, I don't know, somewhere between 600 and 1,000 rounds. Don't have an exact number. I started off with about 1,500 rounds
and had to I reloaded about 1,200 last night. So, but I think some of that, some of the brass that we reloaded was used in another session. I didn't count it out exactly. So somewhere, somewhere in that range. We fired a lot of rounds this week, relatively speaking. So, be a good test. So first off, let's just see, how well. Oops. How well the lube has stayed on the gun. If I can just get this stinking tripod to stay where I need it to stay. Alright, that'll be good. Alright, so let's see. On the barrel, maybe hard to see, but it's still wet, still good. So, okay, look like the ribs are still wet, which is good. Let's see, and we'll take it apart here and take a look at how well it's doing on the inside. So let's do a little time lapse. All right, so let's take a look here. Actually, it looks like it held up pretty well. Hard to see from this angle. I'm trying to show. You can see that it's still there. It's stuck around a lot better than I thought it was going to, which is good. That's good news. You want your lube to kind of just stay where you put it. I'll show this in a better light. There we go. Yeah, look, still in the rails. It's very good. Still in the rails. Nice, very nice. Okay. And then lastly, let's look at the grip. Here, frame. Pretty good. I'm impressed. Nice. Now I'll wipe it down and we'll take a look at the surfaces. Right, so just got it cleaned up. Let's get this in the light. It looks good. There's no, it's hard to see on the camera, but it looks, there's a spot I missed. But, just looking on the front, there's really no abnormal signs of wear anywhere, which is good news. Still a little bit dirt shows up on the camera. This is just a 10-minute wipe down, so not very detailed, but I just wanted to see if it looked like it was worn out at all. The other telling thing is going to be on the barrel. But no, the barrel looks good. And, Jeff, you and your team did a really good job on this one. I'll be using it more often.